Now, at this point, actually, I think that I must be missing something, because it seems to be like it seems to me that the answer to it is like, so obvious that I know I must be missing something kind of idea, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I just have a different perspective on it. So, and that's why I'm seeing this possibility. But basically, they're adding to their naturalism, and a disposition towards this green dot here. Like, so, somehow the universe is predisposed towards being fine-tuned. And oh, by the way, I'm just drawing it as a sea of red now, just for simplicity, instead of having the fog there. Anyways, and the idea here is that they're saying they're not going to tell you much about the disposition. They're going to leave it kind of mysterious because God is mysterious. And I'm going to be like, okay, fair game, but I have this hypothesis. It's this naturalism plus another disposition. It's predisposed to this red dot down here. It's just pointing to one specific red dot here, and I'm not going to tell you much more than that. But the universe is predisposed towards that dot. Oh, and I have this other mysterious disposition: naturalism plus a disposition towards this red dot, one specific red dot up there. And I'm not going to tell you much more than that. And I'm just going to keep giving you naturalism plus other mysterious dispositions until we get like a disposition per dot in the naturalism probability space, and we end up with naturalism once again. Maybe stuff has moved around, but like everything's going to have the same probability. The introduction of dispositions doesn't do anything. Now, dispositions, they do affect like real probabilities, I guess. And like you might say I flip an indeterministic coin, there's like the real probability of like say 50-50, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about epistemic probabilities. So dispositions don't really help you with epistemic probabilities, because any disposition is epistemically possible. So until you give me a reason to prefer one rather than the other, they're all going to be equally likely epistemically. And so we just end up with naturalism again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, same goes for necessity as well. Like you could say naturalism plus these fine-tuned constants are metaphysically necessary. Well, I'm going to give you another thesis. Naturalism plus the these constants here, which are not fine-tuned, but these specific values of constants that this red dot has, they're metaphysically necessary. And in this thesis here is that naturalism is true, and this dot here is metaphysically necessary, and so on and so forth until we get naturalism once again. It seems that adding necessities or dispositions doesn't affect epistemic probability space at all.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, different metaphysically necessary things are all epistemically possible. So it's epistemically possible that it's metaphysically necessary that there is a three-sided shape, and it's epistemically possible that it's metaphysically necessary that there is a four-sided shape. Or so until you give me a reason to prefer one to the other, then I'm going to say that they're epistemically equiprobable or something like that. So until you give me a reason to prefer this mysterious disposition towards this one part of the probability space as opposed to another part of the probability space, I'm just going to continue to believe that they're all epistemically equally likely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just before you get into your summary, just like trying to just think about like what James was saying. So you can go like to the 747 mark where they're talking about like the Alex Malpass Luke Parnes debate, and I think what Alex and James are trying to get at, and which I think you've adequately responded to here, is the idea of like, so say like with theism, we have to add some sort of like theology or some sort of story to explain like why God would want like a fine-tuned universe, like for our particular life. And then like Alex and James are trying to argue here that like, well, you could have a similar kind of thing on naturalism, and you could have like without like the commitments that you have to have as a theism. So we could just have like some sort of like inclination towards fine-tuning under naturalism as well. And there's just no problem here, and it does better than theism when we're looking at like the big picture and whatnot. So I think that's what they were trying to get at.
Yeah.